All right, folks. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We're live. We are live here on our YouTube channel and on X as well. And wow, the Empire Strikes Back. That's what I'm calling this. Okay. Joining us today from Noble Gold is Joshua Ward. Joshua, great to have you on the broadcast.
Thank you, Pastor Paul. Always a pleasure being on with you.
It's great. Great to see you. Yeah, I'm saying the Empire Strikes Back because, President Trump is in an absolute war with Jerome Powell, the Fed chair. Jerome Powell's going to be out in 4 months, I think it is. But Trump wants to be sure that whoever they put in, that he can have some say-so and discussion as it relates to interest rates. Trump has been begging for interest rates to be lowered at a quicker pace. And I think it would really fuel the housing and the mortgages. I mean, a lot of people are trying to sell their homes. They can't because nobody wants to buy it because the interest rates are too high. So, Joshua, we got a war going on, and the empire now is coming back at Trump. So what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, we're in unprecedented times. I mean, we're in an environment where the Fed should be doing anything but lowering interest rates, right? I mean, we still have high inflation. In fact, the Fed should probably keep rates higher for longer. But in this house of cards economy that we have, it's based off zero, ZIRP, right? Zero interest rate loans. So it's real tough to sell homes when 3 years ago it was 3 or 4 years ago it was 3 or 4% on a 30-year mortgage, and now it's 6 or 7 or 8% depending on your credit rating, right? So you're paying, the same house, you're paying twice as much for the mortgage as you were 3 or 4 years ago, right? A $2,000 mortgage 3 or 4 years ago is now $4,000. Right. And a lot of the people that are in those 3% loans, they can't go anywhere. Because as soon as they get rid of their 3% loan, they're going to have a 6 to 8% loan when they repurchase. So everyone's kind of stuck where they are until they see interest rates drop. And I don't think we're going to see that. I mean, I know that's what Trump wants. I know that's what everybody wants. But the reality is we go into a 2 to 3% interest rates. You think gold and silver are surging now. Guess what they're going to do if we drop rates to half? I mean, they're going to explode. I mean, I think it's worth mentioning too. I mean, as we're talking to you right now, I'm pulling up the live chart for silver. We have silver right now, as I'm talking to you, $92.40. I think the last time I was on your show a month or two ago, it was around $50, maybe $60.
Yeah, 50 or 60. I think, yeah. And $50 or $60. I remember that wasn't long ago. It was $30 an ounce. I remember when it was $18 an ounce back maybe 7 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. I remember when I got into it, it was $5 an ounce.
But to think about the fact that in just the last time you were on, it went from $50 to $92 an ounce.
It's up 80% since the last time I was on your show here, Pastor Paul, just to give your listeners an idea of the explosive move that we've seen with silver.
So I guess people are wondering, if you were a person right now watching and you're thinking, man, maybe I should go ahead and buy some silver, buy some gold. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the ceiling or is this the floor?
No, I mean, it's tough to say, right? I don't have a crystal ball. I mean, I might have one back here, but I have to get it out of the safe. But, I think we're going to see $150 silver this year, and it could be in the first or second quarter.
$150 an ounce? And is it because there's a tremendous demand for silver?
There's an insatiable demand right now. And a lot of the, as your listeners know, the silver, they can't just create it out of thin air, right? It's got to be mined. It's got to be refined. It's got to be assayed and minted into coins and bars. And right now there's a very short supply of silver. I mean, very, very short supply. And a lot of that is because the retail demand is unprecedented in the last 3 months. People are back. The phones are ringing off the hooks at Noble Gold here. I mean, I have one client that I spoke to actually earlier today. She wound up over from 2021 to 2022. It was around 20 million or so that she did. Right? Today, that's pushing almost $80 million.
Wow. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So why is okay? And I know Trump wants to get these interest rates back down in that 3.5, whatever, to really fuel the economy as far as housing market, sale of homes, all of that, and it generates a lot of, and also it helps sell cars too. I mean, bottom line, sell a lot more cars, which is going to create more jobs, more energy, more sales in the manufacturing. So why the reluctance? I guess the question is, why the reluctance by the Fed to not lower the interest rates? I mean, why?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I think a lot of it is political. I don't think Trump's made any friends on the Federal Reserve Board, and he's one of the few people where he can't just take him out, right? He can't just fire him like he's so good at, right? He has to have just cause, and I think that's what he's building right now. That's what we're seeing in this DOJ probe into the Federal Reserve on the building that they're building, right? So he's trying to create just cause to get rid of Powell, and he's trying to get rid of Powell 3 or 4 months before he's gone, anyways. So this shows you how dire it is for Trump. It's Trump versus the Federal Reserve, right? It's David versus Goliath.
Yeah, and something that's really amazing about this is the midterms. If Trump could, like in January, right now, if they would just start dropping those interest rates, they would just go right now from whatever it is, 6.5 or whatever it is right now. Let's say if they would just drop it a whole percent, with the hope that 2 months later another percent, and 2 months later another percent, and then say that's kind of where we're going to be, 3.5, let's say. The midterms, then we would see a massive explosion of sales and generating of energy, and the midterms would really favor Trump and his and all the folks running for all these positions. So Trump feels like, I can't wait till Powell gets out to get somebody in and get them confirmed, because by then we're really moving in toward November here. It's midsummer and it's too late, and I think
exactly right.
Part of the problem here. And so it's a battle. It's like you said, Trump versus the Feds. I'm actually writing a book right now called Trump versus the Beast. Okay.
Oh, I love that.
I think I got to throw the Fed chair. I got to put him as one of the 7 heads, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it seems like he is battling, and he wants it done. And when he can't get things done, he starts insulting and starts. It's his way of doing it. But this investigation, is he weaponizing the DOJ, on them? And is that going to work? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, the Federal Reserve and the government, people got to realize too. So the Federal Reserve is a completely separate entity from the government, right? The Federal Reserve is as federal as Federal Express. Okay, so it's not part of the government. It's supposed to be an independent arm from the government. So the president isn't supposed to influence the rate changes of the Fed, right? The Fed are supposed to be an independent organization that raises or lowers interest rates based off supply and demand, based off economic conditions, based off what they see as best. So it's a real kind of incestual relationship to begin with, and Trump isn't getting what he wants, and he's trying to force their hand, right? The best that he knows how. Yeah. He's not a dumb guy, and he's doing everything he can to kind of rein in the Fed and go, kind of travel in the party lines here. Whether that's good or bad, I mean, time will tell. But this is obviously what he's doing, and there's a good chance that he gets it done.
Yeah, it really is. All right, let's talk about when you think about, as you just said, gold and silver, very powerful, very strong. If we look at over the last year, I think gold's up maybe 30 or 40%. You probably know the exact numbers.
Oh, a hell of a lot more than that here. So I'll pull up the numbers for us right now live.
Okay.
So a year ago to the day, gold was about $2,600.
Oh.
And today we're at $4,640. So we're talking, a 70-80% gain in the last year.
Which is crazy. Which is insane.
Yeah. Well, and gold and silver are the canary in the coal mine, right? People don't realize that the top 3 biggest assets in the world right now, gold number 1 by value, by dollar amount, by market cap. Gold's number 1, silver's number 2, NVIDIA is number 3.
Wow. NVIDIA is number 3. And of course, Bitcoin, did go up to about 125,000 or so, and now I don't know what's it in the 80s?
Yeah. Bitcoin right now is in the 97.4 as we speak,
which is not good. It's good. It wasn't where it was, but again, and then the Dow Jones, it's
record highs. Record high. I mean, the Dow Jones as we speak is little over 49,000. Right, we're going to hit 50,000 here in the next month. I think next month, maybe 2 months.
So here you go. You got the Dow Jones at an all-time high. You got gold at an all-time high. You got silver at an all-time high. But so Wall Street doing pretty good right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Everybody that has assets, right? If you're holding assets, you're crushing it. You are doing better than anybody else. If you're holding on to paper money, if you're holding on to debt, if you're holding on to dollars, you're going to get wiped out.
Yep. So if you look at Main Street, okay, Main Street right now, and this is why they're crying because of the interest rate, because Main Street, because if the people, the working class,
yes,
who maybe are renting an apartment, who maybe don't have assets, it's real tough for them to turn things around unless the interest rates drop. And I think that's probably why Trump is wanting to do that. He sees that as a way to fuel. But if that happens, let me ask you, you say silver, if the interest rates drop, you're saying silver will explode. Will it go up?
Absolutely. Historically, when interest rates are dropped, that's the green light for gold and silver to go up, right? If I'm an investor and I'm making 5% on my money just sitting in cash, and now I'm making 3%, well, I'm probably not going to leave it in the same account, right? I'm going to look for other ways to shift my money to get that 5 to 10% interest rate, right, that we want to, or the gains that we want to see, right? Who's going to want to lock in at 3% when inflation's 3%? I mean, you're not making any money, right? And if you believe the government number, I mean, whatever the government numbers are, you could double it, right? So the government says it's about 3%. I think it's at least 6 to 8%, personally. So you need to be making 6 to 8% on your money just to keep your head above water, right? Just to stay afloat. I mean, and then you're paying taxes on that 3 to 6% too. So it's really not 3 to 6%, but it's I mean, that's what we're seeing now, right? Everybody that doesn't own assets is getting wiped out. If you've been in the dollar since 2020, your $100 is worth $50 now, right? I mean, that's just what you can buy in the last 5 years with inflation and the money printing that we've seen. I mean, you're buying a fraction. Think about what the price of meat was, what the price of literally anything was 5 years ago. It's at least doubled today, 5 years later.
Yeah. Now, what about real estate? What about people owning their homes, or they got property? Is real estate, that's still a strong asset, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Real estate's still very strong. I mean, it could be stronger. There's a lot of kind of pins being broken all over the country, right? You're seeing Austin, the rent in Austin's collapsing, and Tennessee is collapsing. Nashville, these used to be the two hottest markets, right? This used to be a couple years ago, you were seeing home prices go up the most in these places, and now they're coming down the fastest. So we're starting to see that, and we're starting to see a lot of people, being forced to sell, right? Being forced to get out of their homes. And there's a ton of homes on the market, and there's not a lot of buyers. So we're kind of in a perfect storm here with real estate. I think if we lower interest rates, I think it's going to be like a lot of people trying to leave a very small window. And I think that it's going to create a big decline in real estate.
So, folks, again, this is Noble Gold. Joshua Ward's with us. If you go to www.pastorpaulgold.com, the ticker's going by, www.pastorpaulgold.com, or call him on the phone, 877-646-5347. I think it's really important that folks who have a savings account, or they have a 401k, it's in the market, Joshua, and they're looking at, it won't be long that they're going to retire. Okay. Or maybe they have retired and they've got money sitting in the bank, but they're not really making any interest on it. What should they do? If they pick up the phone and call Noble Gold right now, what's some of the advice you guys can do for them?
Buy silver. I mean, think about it. It says silver. So we were going over gold up for the year, right? Let's do the same thing for silver. Silver a year ago today was $29.50. Today it's $92.50. Okay.
Unbelievable.
We've seen a 200% increase in the price of silver in the last 365 days.
Today alone, folks, silver's up $6.18. I'm looking at it right now. 16% today, one day. Now, it fluctuates a little, but not a lot. It seems to be just stair-stepping up. It just won't stop. So so let's say somebody was to go and buy $10,000 worth of silver right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to make 50% on your money in a year, right? I mean, that's what silver can do. I mean, there's a damn good chance we see silver at $150 this year. Could be even higher if we see the comics. Because a lot of people don't understand, gold and silver are traded like crude oil, right? It's traded on the futures exchange. It's traded hundreds of billions of dollars every day. People buying paper gold, people selling paper gold. There isn't the physical to match that. Right. So for every contract there is out there, there's 100 to 300 pieces of paper for the same ounce of gold or the same ounce of silver. So I get this a lot. People think, oh, I'm in SLV. I'm in the paper silver markets. I'm going to be fine. Well, no, there's going to be a time where you're just going to get paid out in dollars. And by the time you get those dollars, they're worthless. Right. There's going to be a time, if you're holding the physical metals, you own the metals, you own the asset, you make the rules. It's not something that you're going to get paid out in dollars from Fidelity or Charles Schwab or somebody like that, right? You have the metals on hand, or you can take delivery of them. I mean, it's a totally different animal than the paper markets.
So if people call Noble Gold, they go to www.pastorpaulgold.com and they connect with you guys. And if they buy the gold or silver, you will either ship it to their home where they can put it in their own safes or safety deposit boxes, wherever they want to put it. A lot of people like to put them in their own safe or bury it or whatever. Or you guys will put them in a secured vault somewhere. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah. So most of my clients, they want the metals on hand, right? They don't want me to store them, and I don't want to store them any more than you want me to store them. So remember, when you're buying with cash after tax money, the standard operating procedure is to FedEx the metals directly to you, fully insured with signature confirmation. Okay, I don't hold on to the metals. I don't store them for you. Now, I can, if it's a large dollar amount and you don't feel comfortable with me shipping $5 million of silver to your home, right? We can set up an account at the depository in either Texas or Delaware where the account is segregated. It's not commingled. This is very important for your listeners to understand, right? So they have their own box at the depository. It's very close to me in Dallas. It's about 20 minutes from where I live in Dallas. So I've been to the depository several times. I have a really good relationship with them. And it's like, people always ask me, what is it like when you go to the depository? So a couple of weeks ago, I was in a room with $8 billion of gold and silver, literally $8 billion of physical gold and silver. And it's about the size of 10 Costco's, and it looks like a bank safety deposit box. Okay. And I viewed, 2.5-3 billion of that 8 billion are our clients.
Wow.
A Noble Gold client, half that depository is our clients' metals.
And you walked right in and you looked right at it.
That's exactly right. I was auditing accounts, Pastor Paul. So I was going in there.
I'm sure it was there.
And I'm making sure that they're there. That's exactly right. And I could go into the depository with any one of my clients' names. Okay, I want to see, this person's account. Within 5 minutes, they'll have their account in front of me where I can audit it. Okay, I want to see this person. They have machines there where it's I don't know if I can really talk about it, but they basically have an elevator, right, full of gold and silver, and they can type in what account number it is, and it will spit down that row and tell you exactly where it is in that row and come out to you. It's like a vending machine.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now the other option is that as you said, you'll ship the gold and silver to people's homes.
That's correct.
And it's secured. It shows.
Yes.
It has to be signed.
That's exactly right. It's not going to say Noble Gold on the package or anything like that, right? It's in a nondescript package. So it's going to say like Warehouse Depot or Ball Bearings or something like that, right? It's not going to say Noble Gold Investments on it, right? It's going to be a nondescript package, and it's fully insured with signature confirmation to your door. So we're not Amazon Prime, right? We're not going to leave it on your front doorstep. It's not going to be left alone. You have to sign for it. That's exactly right. And the FedEx guy has no idea what the hell's in the package, right? I mean, he's got 100 of these packages that he's delivering every day, especially nowadays.
Yeah. So it's how it works. And if it got lost in the mail, it's fully insured. You're going to get your gold.
That's correct. Yeah. So I've been here almost 9 years, Pastor Paul, and I've had one experience where the FedEx delivery driver delivered it to the wrong house. And then the very next day, and they never got the metals back. The very next day, we shipped out the exact same order that was lost to our client, overnighted it to him, and then we dealt with FedEx. We dealt with the insurance, right? So when you're shipping something, it's on the shipper's label to get the insurance.
Yeah.
It's not on the client. It's not like the client has to prove it, right? It's on that's our responsibility, right? Yeah. So I've had one bad experience in almost 10 years, right? And I've sold almost $500 million myself, right? I think it's about $450 million in my tenure here. So, that's pretty darn good track record, right? One package go missing that I made up for in $400 million of metals being delivered.
Pretty incredible. So folks, there you go. I wanted people to hear that so that they can have a comfort level.
Yeah.
Okay? Because again, a lot of folks have never, ever purchased precious metals. Right. And they just don't know. They don't know how,
No, and isn't it nice, Pastor Paul, to see, gold and silver sexy again, right? When we were talking a year ago, 2 years ago, it wasn't real sexy. It was kind of like the redheaded stepchild, right? It wasn't real sexy. Now everybody's talking about gold and silver. You're seeing it everywhere. Right? All of my friends that I'm talking about, all they keep doing is sending me the chart for silver, right? You were right, Pastor Paul. I mean, look at the wealth that you've created for your listeners, right? You sent them in the right direction. They got the best value metals. And now, I mean, almost every single one of our accounts is up over 100%. Some are 200, 300, 400%. Yeah. Right? Because I've been here since 2017, right? It was a different time in 2017.
Wow, it sure was.
Yeah. Silver was $10, $15. Gold was $1,200. I mean, it was a totally different time, and it wasn't sexy, right? It wasn't, everyone's talking about cryptocurrencies and all this other stuff, and gold and silver remains the way. It will always be the winner. It'll always be, it's been around for thousands of years. It's been used as money for thousands of years. It's not going anywhere.
I tell people every time I do bring it up, I always say gold, the biblical currency.
That's right.
Okay. It's what you'll walk on when you get to heaven. It's what the Ark of the Covenant was plated in. Mm-hmm. It is the currency that has been through every empire.
Yes.
Gold has always remained. It is a biblical currency. It will always be, and it will never go away because it's a precious metal. And silver too. Okay. Silver, exactly the same. A different type of metal, but definitely.
And let's not forget about platinum too, Pastor Paul, right? We've been talking a lot about platinum on your show.
Yeah.
And as I'm pulling up the charts here for platinum, right now we're at $2,420 per ounce of platinum. Okay. In the last year, silver, platinum was under $1,000 a year ago. Okay. So it's up 150%, 140% in the last 365 days, right? The stock market's up 10 or 15%. People are thinking they're getting rich, making 10 to 15% on their money, while platinum's up 140, silver's up 200, gold's up 70 to 80. I mean, these are unprecedented numbers. I mean, this is, gold and silver haven't had a move like this in a calendar year in over 50 years.
So yeah, this is it. So will the bull run stop? I mean, that's the question. You say no, not in 2026. No.
No, I the dollar is still very, very high. The U.S. dollar index is around 98 right now, right? A couple of years ago, it was 108. So the dollar index has lost about, call it 10% of its value in the last year, right? While gold has doubled, while silver has tripled, so we're starting to see, and a lot of people were holding on to silver a few years ago, really frustrated. They're looking at the stock market going up. They were looking at cryptos at the time going up, and they're holding gold and silver real frustrated, right? The silver was at $30. They bought it for $20 or $30 3 or 4 years ago, and it wasn't doing much, right? And I'm not getting those calls. Nobody's calling me saying, "Hey, when is silver going to move?" Right? No, I'm not getting those calls anymore, right? Everyone's calling me to say, "Hey, do you have any? Is it available? How fast can you ship it to me? How fast can you get it to the depository?" Those are the conversations that I'm having now.
Yep. Joshua Ward's with us, folks. Noble Gold Investments. Look, go click on the link below the video. Just go to www.pastorpaulgold.com or pick up the phone. They're waiting for the call at 877-646-5347. Ask for Joshua Ward.
Yeah,
he's waiting on you. And
Yeah, we'll go over all your options, right? I mean, I'm not much of a salesman. I all I can do is kind of lay out the cards on the table for everybody, and if it seems like a good fit, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too, right? You've at least learned the different avenues that you have, and when the time is right, we'll be here. We're not going anywhere.
So let me ask you about that, because do you guys, people call, do you, and everybody's in a different life cycle, okay?
Yeah.
In a different situation. So do you guys take a listen to what they're doing, where they're at, and then kind of make recommendations? Because you don't want, if somebody's got a 401k right now, I would never tell anybody to throw all their eggs in one basket, although that's what they're doing when they have it in the stock market. Yeah. So they need to do some diversifying, right?
Yes.
So do you talk to them, look at their life, look at their situation, and give them suggestions of maybe 20%, or what do you do?
Absolutely. So that's where my expertise comes in, right? So when it comes to figuring out a dollar amount, figuring out a percentage, it all depends on the age, the risk tolerance, what exactly you're looking to do, what your plan is, right? How much longer you have to work. It's not a blanket answer, right? So that's why we need to take some time to kind of go over your history, your background, your age, your risk tolerance. There's a set of qualifications that we need to go through in order for me to give you a good answer, right? I mean, I can't just say, oh, you got to do this or you got to do that. I need to know the background and what you're looking to do, and kind of determine that, right? So it really is a individual process. It's not something that can be replicated or scaled, right? I mean, it's a conversation that we have to have. And there's questions that I ask that I'm going to be asking, right, to help determine a good answer for you.
Yeah. So there's people in the chat room right now saying, what about Palladium? How's it doing?
Yeah, Palladium's doing great as well. So let's pull up the Palladium chart here. So right now, as we speak, we got Palladium at $1,900. Okay, $1,900. A year ago, Palladium was $850.
Wow, another huge run
in a year, right? I mean, I got the chart right here for it, right? I mean, it's straight up.
Yep.
So it's and I'm a big fan of platinum. I know we've talked about it before. Platinum is half the price of gold, and there's 10 to 20 times more gold on this planet than there is platinum, right? So platinum doesn't get a whole lot of attention, but it's up almost just as much as silver, just under silver, right? Almost double that of gold and just under silver. And people still aren't talking about it.
And you think it has a higher ceiling?
I do, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think the price of silver, the price of platinum is going to be more than the price of gold.
What is the demand? I mean, I know Colin wrote that book, Silver's the Next Oil.
Yes.
Right.
Yep, this one right here.
He called that right. He called that.
He did. Right. To the T. To the T. It's when it was $30. He said it's going to be $80 in the book. I forgot what page it is, but it's in here.
I know. He called it right. So what is he thinking, and what are you thinking about platinum? I mean, and why is there a demand for platinum? Is there going to be, or how's it used in what kind of industry? I mean,
yes. So platinum got beat up 5-6 years ago, really bad, because of the catalytic converters. So for cars, so one of the main, like 40 to 50% of platinum at that time was used for catalytic converters, and that is, the exhaust, right? When your fumes go through the exhaust, it cuts down on the emissions. So when it comes out of your tailpipe, it's not smog and it's reduced emissions. So when the government was under Biden and they were transitioning towards the EV vehicles, platinum went in the toilet. Platinum dropped like a stone. You couldn't give the stuff away. Okay. And that's rebounded, right? We're seeing manufacturers go back to gas combustible engine vehicles. The demand is not there from the consumer for the electric vehicles, and these car manufacturers have been getting hammered, losing billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars a year, creating this EV vehicle that was mandated by the government. But there's no demand. Nobody wants it.
Because
nobody wants it.
The thing you want is to be living in Michigan when it gets cold with a battery that dies so fast you can't get it charged quick enough. Yeah. People don't want that. Let me ask you this question. What about copper?
Oh, copper is at an all-time high right now. So copper is over $6 a pound. So copper's gone up 40% in the last, I think it's 5 or 6 months, just off memory. I mean, copper is exploding. Now, we don't deal with copper. Copper is a base metal, right? It's $6 a pound. So it's not like I'm gonna, you get a few $1,000s of copper, and it's your weight in copper, right?
Yeah, you got
So
up front. Yeah.
So, I like I have exposure to copper, right? So, but it's not a physical metal that you would hold on hand, and a lot of people are asking me, because I guess a lot of companies are selling copper rounds and copper bars and all that. But you in order to get a finished product like that, you're paying like double the spot price for the copper. So I'm not big on that, right? I'm not going to buy copper at $12 a pound when it's $6 a pound in the market.
No.
And that's what, because the manufacturing costs are so much, and it's such a small dollar amount that it just doesn't make sense to hold copper, right? It's it's $6 a pound. I mean, but a year ago or so, it was $4 a pound. I mean, every asset is out from the stock market, gold, silver, platinum. You look at any hard asset is at an all-time high right now.
Crypto's the only thing that's down a little bit, and it's
that's right. And again, I've been, everyone talk about how crypto, Bitcoin's digital gold. You know what? It's not digital. It has nothing to do with gold. It's pure speculation. Right. Anybody that buys Bitcoin, the only reason why they're buying Bitcoin is because they think that there's someone dumber than they are later on to buy it at a higher price. You don't need Bitcoin to produce anything. You don't need Bitcoin to make anything.
Right.
In fact, Bitcoin costs you money to have because of all the energy that it uses. Right. And there's going to be power plants that are being made right now just for cryptocurrencies and just for AI.
Yeah.
So everyone's talking about how Bitcoin's the digital gold. Well, how come Bitcoin's barely up on the year and gold's up 60-80%? Silver's up 200%, right? If Bitcoin or cryptos were digital gold and silver, they should be surging like real gold and silver, like real money. Don't get caught up in the cryptocurrency space.
Yep. Good call. That's a great call. Great advice, because there is no demand for it. As far as it doesn't do anything. It doesn't.
What do you need it for?
You don't need it. You can't use it because it's just it's air. I mean, it's not there. It could go away with one stroke of the keyboard. Okay, so okay, so that's why you guys are on the cutting edge over at Noble Gold. Guys, click on the link below the video. Go to www.pastorpaulgold.com. Okay, or call them on the phone at 877-646-5347. Noble Gold Investment. They've been around. They have a great reputation. It's a great company, great people working there. Joshua, thank you so much for being with me today. What else? Yeah. Is there any? Oh, by the way, you guys are giving away a 3-ounce
silver virtue. Yeah.
I'm looking for mine. I keep looking for mine.
I'm looking for mine too. I think I got it in the safe here. I don't have it on my desk.
So Colin, somebody send me my safe.
We'll get it out. I'll tell Colin we got to get one out. We just did a video on it on our YouTube, so you can see it on there. But it's a very cool, at Noble Gold, we don't like selling high premium numismatic coins, right? That's not our MO. So what we like to do is we like to educate people about the different coins and bars, the differences between coins and bars. And we stick with bullion, right? We stick with American gold eagles, gold buffaloes, silver 10-ounce bars, silver rounds, silver eagles, right? These are all products that are extremely liquid and very desirable, right? These are the items that are traded on the exchange. So these 3-ounce silver virtue coins, we don't even sell. They're not for sale because they carry a huge premium. These are the items that we buy a big batch of them and we give them out to clients as gifts. Okay, that's one of the big differences between Noble and a lot of other companies out there is that we want you to thrive. We want you to win. We're not here to sell you the highest premium coin. We're not here to sell you some ounce and a half coin that you've never heard of, that's hard to value, that you can't find online, that you can't find any information on, right? That's not what we do.
Right. So this is a Thomas Jefferson.
Yes.
It's 3 ounces of silver, which silver's at $92 an ounce right now.
It's a $300 coin that we're giving out to all new IRA clients. Okay, so we're giving. We're trying to give an incentive to get people to kind of make the plunge, right? Make the jump, get out of the market, get out of the dollar, and into physical metals. And we're giving a nice little bonus, as an incentive.
It's a nice gift. It really is. It's a blessing for people.
Yeah. No, and we were doing 10-ounce bars forever, and now they're so much money. I mean, it's $1,000 now for a 10-ounce bar, right? I mean, it's not. We
got a couple of them over here that you guys sent me as a sample. I got a couple of them over here in my little safe.
Yeah.
I save all my little samples. And I remember when you guys sent those with the nice little flag on it. Mm-hmm. I have 5 ones and 10-ounce bars. Nice.
Those were $200 to $300 when we sent them to you, Pastor Paul. Yeah. Now they're $1,000. Now they're $1,000 a piece.
Yeah. So see, these are the things that you guys do. It's really, really neat you do that.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, Joshua, thank you so much for being with us today. It's a great conversation. Great seeing you again.
Yeah, you as well. You as well. Let's see what the price of gold and silver is next time I'm on your show here, right? I don't think we're going to see it double damn near since the last time we spoke, but we'll see.
We'll see. Who knows?
Time will tell. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Thank you, Pastor Paul.
And folks, I hope you've enjoyed this segment of this broadcast. Again, very exciting. And Trump is taking on the Fed and the empire is striking back. So let's see how that all works out. All right. God bless all of you.